That's what I remember.
Baby Riggs is no longer with Jennifer and Steve Cumben. When they want to relive those precious memories of him, they open this box.
You look at how tiny he was here. His foot looks so big.
Yeah.
After 10 years of trying to get pregnant, it finally happened.
We told everybody we knew, everybody we could find, and how proud we were.
At 24 weeks, Jennifer went into early labor.
During that time in labor, I developed an infection in the uterus where I had been leaking fluid.
Days later, they found out he had developed a brain bleed that couldn't be healed. For 6 months, Jennifer and Steve rotated shifts at the Janeway's neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU.
The nurses tried to explain to me that he was going to have problems. I remember telling them that he's going to be okay. He was still my perfect little boy.
Susan Slaney spent a lot of time taking care of Riggs and formed a close relationship with the family.
His mom and dad were here quite a bit, visiting, so certainly when parents are here, they're chit-chatting with staff, and you do develop a relationship.
But Riggs was a very strong kid that way. I mean, despite all the insult and all the injury he had.
The family celebrated holidays together and marked every milestone. Jennifer's favorite memories are the flashes of normalcy.
He only had them on for maybe an hour, but they were the last pair that he had on. Steve and I were sat together with him. He was in my arms and he was just closed his eyes and went to sleep. It was the most peaceful thing that I've ever seen. And it seemed like it was the most peaceful that he had been in the entire 6 months that we had with him.
About 2 months after Riggs died, Jennifer was shocked when she found out she was pregnant again.
May 31st, I found out I was pregnant with Allison. Exciting and scary, overwhelming.
She was monitored closely and this time had a normal pregnancy, but again went into early labor.
The atmosphere in the room was different because it didn't seem as much as an emergency, but it wasn't as bad as it was the first time.
Just like she had been there for Riggs, Susan Slaney was there to look after Allison.
She actually had to come here to the NICU just for a couple of days, a little bit of monitoring.
So it was kind of going full circle. She was with Riggs in his last breath. She was with Allison in her first breath.
At 10 weeks old, Allison drops by the NICU for a surprise reunion with Susan.
Sweet girl, how are you?
Susan can't help but notice Allison looks like Riggs.
Oh my gosh, he got his lips.
Today, Allison is back at the Janeway for a routine hearing test.
So, these are my little puppy dog electrodes.
Jennifer and Steve remember how they felt leaving the Janeway with Allison for the first time.
It was a closure for me that I think I needed to give myself an inner peace.
We did have 6 months and 10 days with our son. We could have had no days.
The time we had with him is something I'll never forget.